There are those of you who are going to catch feelings because it might feel like an attack on conservatives, but I'm specifically speaking on the woke right, aka the extreme right. What is the woke right?
You can be on the right, left, or anywhere in between and still be obsessed with group identity.
Say that. I was flabbergasted by his thoughts because, really? Because I'm from Kenya and I'm a legal immigrant, naturalized American citizen. Bro, but just keep a ban on the third world countries. The other ones might be reviewed at a later date. If someone calls you racist, Charlie Kirk, I am not coming to your defense. The other day saying, oh, for a man to be fulfilled as a man, his idea is that he needs to be married with children.
Diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career?
The woke left sits on feminism, and the woke right sits on whatever is on the other side of feminism. I remember Amber Rose. I'm going to talk about self-righteousness. It is this idea of collectivism. The Shiloh Hendricks case.
Asked by Carmelo Anthony, which was wrong, point blank, period. By this grown adult woman to denigrate a 5-year-old child. You're looking at this through a lens of race, of racial tribalism, a lens of we versus them.
I am tired of the woke left, but I'm also tired of the woke right. And I feel like with what's going on with the woke left and the woke right, like I said in my video, the future of America is going to be libertarian. Hello everyone, habari zenu, como esta, konnichiwa, good morning, ohoro wanyu, what's up, I hope everyone is doing okay. I hope everyone's having an amazing Tuesday. It is Tuesday, what is the date? 10th of June. And I was going to post a different video today, tomorrow maybe. But something came up and I was gonna make this video anyway, so I just figured because of certain events that took place, it's better to do it right now. For context, for those who don't know, I am not a Republican and I'm not a liberal. I'm libertarian, a libertarian or constitutionalist. As far as social issues, I'm very liberal. As far as gay marriage, 420, right? Because it's a natural, as long as it's used responsibly. That's where I stand. But I'm also very pro 2A. I'm very pro let's save money, fiscal conservative. And I align a lot with people like Tom Macdonald, again, an amazing immigrant from Canada, one of the most passionate patriots in this country that I admire. I've not actually met him, I would love to. This song comes to mind, and unfortunately because of YouTube copyright, I'm gonna have to be super careful with it. If you guys have not heard the song, The Machine, I need you to go check it out because it does call out the extremes on both sides, the left and the right. I pride myself on definitely calling out the woke left and the woke right, and today we're going to be talking about the woke right. Lyrics of The Machine by Tom Macdonald. I am not Republican, I am not a liberal. Why the hell can't I just be American without getting political? The system go and suppress us all, they don't care about the cost. How's this a democracy when we've got communists in charge? Cancel culture, Nazis, all they're missing is the swastikas. Honestly, this is a psychological holocaust. Pumping propaganda through the screen and straight into your brain. You ain't on a plantation, but you're definitely still a slave. Race theories indoctrinating children. Tell blacks they're disadvantaged, tell whites they've got white privilege. What a brilliant way to reinforce division. If whites believe they have it easy, they will never help you fight the system. And now they're banning books in untraditional ways. They just traded newspapers for the digital age. Now the facts can be deleted with no physical flames. Change the information and the truth gets erased. They keep screaming to wake up, but they're all woke, not awake. You know the system has failed us and all the media is fake, legacy media. I swear the government hates us, having opinions is dangerous, but the system built to enslave us only works if we are afraid. I am not Republican, I am not a liberal. Progressive and traditional, a hitman had to kill the individual. They want you thinking left or right, so you ain't thinking for yourself. This is the part I love the most about this song. I am not a Republican, I am not a liberal. I'm just a man who knows they're scared of a nation that's thinking critical. School teaches you to learn and never teaches you to think, so you absorb misinformation and then you practice what they preach. You ain't free, can't you see how they want you to act? That's called conforming to the norm. You don't need freedom for that. I'm not Republican or liberal or left-wing or right-wing. I took the red pill because I was fighting for my freedoms. That's one of my favorite lines in this song. Y'all, please go check it out. I'm going to link it in the description. I am calling out the woke right today because, today I was boiling. I was boiling with rage. Holy rage. Hey, more the money. I feel I should give a disclaimer in this video. There are those of you who are going to catch feelings because it might feel like an attack on conservatives, but I'm specifically speaking on the woke right. The woke right, aka the extreme right. The same place where the white nationalists sit. Those are part of the woke right. So please watch with an open mind. What is the woke right?
You can be on the right, left, or anywhere in between and still be obsessed with group identity and still be obsessed with imposing through authoritarian means your values. So wokeness was never, for me, about left and right. And I actually think it went so far because we misunderstood the culture war as a question of left versus right, and it never, ever was. Authoritarians exist across the political spectrum. They can emerge from anywhere at any time. You know, you can't pin it down to left or right, much as people like to do so. And I think when they do that, there's a kind of tribalism there. It's like, I don't want my team to be accused of this, right?
When you hear the word woke, you think of the left, you think of Democrats, you think of the extremes, you think of allowing boys in girls' sports, allowing men in women's sports, allowing men in women's spaces and bathrooms, claiming people are oppressed, giving puberty blockers to teenagers. That's what you think. When I think of the woke right, I want you to think of hypocrites. They have very extreme ideologies and they're almost counteracting the other side. They're just as bad as the woke left.
Just admit that you're a libtard and you're a racist. You're a racist because you have to be racist because your logic is inconsistent.
I'm gonna give you examples so it makes more sense. Hang in there with me because this might be a little bit of a longer video. Charlie Kirk and Matt Walsh posted a similar post. Charlie Kirk reposted Matt Walsh's post with his own thoughts. And this is what it reads. And let me tell y'all, I was flabbergasted. I don't know how else to say that. I was flabbergasted by his thoughts because really? I'm going to give a context to this. He posted this in response to what is going on in Los Angeles and San Francisco right now. As you all know, ICE is deporting people, okay? And these are people who were given warnings ahead of time. They were told, hey, you guys, you should self-deport, otherwise we will remove you forcibly. They ignored. Now that's happening. But then what happened is, since these are sanctuary cities run by the Democrats, George Soros-funded hooligans decided to have a peaceful protest. According to Maxine Walters, we are all blind and we're just seeing things, and she's the only one who sees what's going on. Maxine, if this is not violence, then I am a white lady named Karen. Please don't gaslight us. What is inspiring these sentiments from Charlie Kirk? And here are my thoughts to you, Charlie. You're part of the woke right. You and Matt Walsh are part of the woke right. If you think this is a good take, I know we have freedom of expression, but this is a reason why there are checks and balances. The way this sounds, and I know he used moratorium, okay? It's time to ban third world immigration, legal or illegal. We've reached our limit and we have a huge cultural, educational, housing, financial, and essential services problem to fix now because of it. We need a net zero immigration moratorium with a ban on all third worlders. So apparently I'm a third worlder because I'm from Kenya and I'm a legal immigrant, naturalized American citizen. The Matt Walsh said, ban all third world immigration, legal or illegal. There should be a moratorium on all immigration from the third world. See, they're being very specific about the third world. Except Charlie Kirk sounds like there should be a hold on immigration in general, but just keep a ban on the third world countries. The other ones might be reviewed at a later date. If someone calls you racist, Charlie Kirk, I am not coming to your defense. I am sorry, but I won't. Because tell me why you looked at what is going on right now in Los Angeles and you decided to bunch us all up together because, you know what? Illegals, legals, same thing. You're all causing us problems. You're all causing cultural, educational problems. What cultural problems have we caused, Charlie Kirk? Me, as a legal immigrant, I'm going to ask you, what cultural issues have I caused? Because from what I understand, I have assimilated into the American society. I have not once broken the law. I don't even have a traffic ticket. So tell me how I am causing cultural issues. Tell me how the hell legal immigrants are causing educational issues. Because again, from what I have seen, we come here, we learn the language. Those who don't learn the language, that's a problem. That's going to be another immigration reform, and I have my own ideas. Spouses of American citizens, they come and they assimilate. They start paying their taxes, just like everyone else. Financial, excuse me, sir, Charlie Kirk, do you know that I wasn't even allowed to get government benefits? Do you know that when I came to America, I had to co-sign, a sponsor had to co-sign for me and tell the American government, promise us that this lady will not be a burden, will not be a burden to the American taxpayers, that I will not need Medicaid, I will not need food stamps. Did you know that, Charlie Kirk, or are you making an assumption? I think you need to do some homework. I think you and Matt Walsh need to do some homework on how legal immigration versus illegal migration works. Charlie Kirk, do you realize that it's the Democrat policies that are causing all these problems? Democrat policies like what? Sanctuary cities, hiding illegals, birthright citizenship. That should be revoked, because if you're an illegal person, you're not here on a legal status, why the hell does your child get automatic birthright citizenship? That's the problem. Did I create that problem? No, I did not. How is banning a legal immigrant from coming to the States going to solve that problem? Charlie Kirk and Matt Walsh. You know that a lot of legal immigrants are actually conservative. Do you know we were the loudest patriots during that campaign season? Because the way we think and our perspective is very unique. Coming from third world countries, we've seen what communism looks like. We've seen what dictatorship looks like. We've seen what these issues can grow into. We have that foresight, but you don't appreciate that, right? You're only going to call us third worlders. These are some of my immigrant friends who are very conservative and who voted MAGA.
I heard the gunshots, yo, this is crazy, dude. I see the video with Trump, he wants to take his shoes. It hit a little different when they killing cause they hate your views. They're making people bitter. If you disagree with their theology, you're Hitler. We can't coexist cause every word you getting triggered. You can thank the media cause they creating all these killers. But if you wanna fight, best be careful what you wish. I kinda feel like God's on our side, he's in the midst. I heard it prophesied that you would shoot but you would miss, and that Trump would win in 24, we'll see if it gon' stick. It's crazy when you think about the world and all the things that's going on. He told us in the Bible that it'd be like Noah's time, best stay prayed up. I suggested everybody wake up. I'm riding for the Lord, I'll never change, my mind is made up. We got ops in our midst. They shooting shots.
Dear Charlie Kirk, do you realize that all legal immigrants before they naturalize have to take 100 questions about the American government, history, and geography, and civics? Did you know that? And until you pass that test, you can't gain your citizenship. I know more about American history than a lot of Americans I have actually seen on these interwebs. That's one aspect of the woke right. Second aspect of the woke right, self-righteousness. You know how, I'm going to keep referencing the left because this is a very strong comparison. You know how the left makes fun of me for my beliefs? Oh, how can you be black and think this way? Because they buy into identity politics the same way the woke right does. It's a self-righteousness that comes with, oh, how can you be tattooed and you call yourself a conservative? Oh, how can you have so many piercings? Look at that bull ring. You can't be conservative and have a bull ring like that. I remember once upon a time, Matt Walsh posted this stitch. I don't know where that was supposed to be going, but he essentially insulted this woman because she goes to the gym and apparently she looks manly.
Oh no. Guys, I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong, tough girls. I don't know. I feel like all of them are like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. She's like,
okay, we can pause there. So I actually feel bad. I feel bad for this woman, and well, first of all, I can say it's got nothing to do with sushi. It's not because you eat sushi and drink sweet tea. That's not. I've never heard a guy There's never been a guy in history, in fact, who was attracted to a woman and said, well, I like everything about her, but she eats sushi with her fingers, so never mind. That has never been the case. So it's not that. But, you know, with this woman, she's, first of all, she's really into fitness, which is in and of itself not a problem. But she's kind of like bulked up. as she said there, she thought that men were attracted to big, strong women. And so she's gotten big and strong, like, very, very muscular and all of that.
Sir, having muscles doesn't make me manly. Going to the gym does not make me manly. It does not take away from my femininity at all. The other aspect of the woke right is very extreme traditionalistic viewpoints. For example, I saw Charlie Kirk the other day saying, for a man to be fulfilled as a man, his idea is that he needs to be married with children. Charlie Kirk, really? There are many men in the world who are not married and they're very fulfilled. Why? Because a man's deepest desire is a vision, a purpose. As long as he has a purpose, he will live for it. Yes, having a child can help you grow. However, given some people, including someone I left in my past, apparently he's not in my past really, my ex-husband, not all men grow because of being dads. That's a very gross generalization. It's a very idealistic stance you're taking here that's not practical. I can understand why you think that, and I come from a traditional home, but being a father and husband does not make a man a man. There are men who are husbands and they hate their wives. They're just wearing them as a beard to society to look like they're doing something. They can't stand their spouses. They don't help around. They use her as her slave. They financially abuse their wives. And that's who you're standing up for. That's the beliefs I'm talking about. Those extreme traditional beliefs and gender roles that you buy into. There's a graduation 2 years ago, maybe, I don't really remember. And this man was at a Catholic university.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation.
Girls who are graduating, they're very proud to be graduating, young women. And he tells them, my wife feels very fulfilled just being a wife. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I caught feelings. Because I was like, sir, some of us do a nuclear family, but we also are very career-driven. I'm very career-driven. If I wanted to stay home, my husband would not have a problem with it. But I don't want to just stay home. It is a calling. It is your choice. If you want to do it, do it. But don't make me out to be the bad guy because I don't fit into your little mold of what a woman should be like. If I want to chase a career and also cook for my husband and take care of my house, let me do it. It is my choice. It's my life. Not everyone conforms to your idea of what a family should look like. Not all women are meant to be mothers. Not all men are meant to be fathers. Can we at least agree on that? This one-sided tunnel vision thinking, there are people in this world who are so selfish, and that's why we need to stop demonizing women who don't want kids. There are women who are just not meant to be moms, you guys, and I think we should just accept that right now. There are two types of people having kids right now. People who really love them and understand there's a struggle and they still go through with it because they are dedicated parents. And then number two, who do it because it's an expectation or they're getting something out of it. They don't really love their children. They're very selfish individuals. They will abandon their kids. They will spend minimum time with them. They don't discipline them, pour into them, educate them. This is why we have all these children in schools right now who are semi-literate, essentially. The parent believes it's a teacher's job to teach their children everything, including how to read a clock, or basic arithmetic, or basic language skills, because these parents are too busy living their own life to take care of their kids. And you people think that's what we're supposed to have more of, more people with more children who don't care about their children. You are basically on the other side of feminism. Feminism has become very evil. Okay, first, second wave, those were okay. Third, fourth, crap. It's all crap. It's the same way I feel about y'all. And as much as I hate this term, the patriarchy, I think that's what's on the other end of feminism. Whatever it is on that end of feminism is where the woke right sits. The woke left sits on feminism. The woke right sits on whatever is on the other side of feminism. Same thing, same difference. Those are the kinds of examples of, again, the extreme traditional viewpoints on life and marriage and society. I remember Amber Rose. I'm going to talk about self-righteousness. I remember Amber Rose when she spoke out at the Republican National Convention and she essentially endorsed Trump. You know what really pissed me off? So many Republicans and the far right, again, these woke right people, they were instead of welcoming her like, oh my gosh, welcome, we don't judge you, we love you. I saw a bunch of conservatives making videos talking about her, oh, but she has an OnlyFans. She hasn't used it in a very long time. She made that very, very clear. But it's not, so because of that, now what? She doesn't deserve to be near y'all? Do you realize she's on our side? What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with y'all? This is what I'm talking about, the woke right. You see someone, they don't look like you, they don't think like you, not necessarily, but they do share values with you. They want to fight with you on the right side, and they're trying to chase them away and push them away because they don't fit your little mold of what? You think we are all religious conservatives, so we should all look like a church woman? What is that? Another aspect of the woke right is this idea of collectivism. I know it's crazy. I know, trust me. It's not just the leftists who are collectivists. The woke right are also collectivists. They have this groupthink mentality. My husband and I have been fighting together on this, and thank God I have my husband, because sometimes in life you just feel alone. The Shiloh Hendricks case, I'm sure you guys know about this. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. This woman, this vanilla woman, decided to be racist and call this young chocolate child the N-word. I do not use the N-word. I don't like it being used by people. I don't like it being used in music. I think it's a very offensive slur across the board. It doesn't matter who says it, it's offensive. I'm not one of those, oh, it depends on who says it and maybe it's offensive, maybe it's not. And it's offensive, period. And it's racist.
The idea that Austin Metcalf's murder somehow justifies not addressing this woman's racial tirade is about as nonsensical, ignorant, and lacking of moral character and courage as it gets. I mean, you see the blatant wrongdoing in one situation, right? Then you see the blatant wrongdoing in a completely unrelated situation. Then conclude that the wrongdoing done in the second situation need not even be addressed and actually defended, as a matter of fact, because of the unrelated previous situation. Austin Metcalf was stabbed in the chest by Carmelo Anthony, which was wrong, point blank, period. He will likely get convicted and at the very least spend a great portion of his life behind bars, and rightfully so, for the taking of this life. However, this has nothing to do with the price of tea in China when it comes to the wrongdoing of the usage of racial slurs by this grown adult woman to denigrate a 5-year-old child and the man recording the video. Okay? And the conflation of the two requires mental gymnastics that I simply don't have the skills to do. However, this line of thinking does indeed make sense if you're looking at this through a lens of race, of racial tribalism, a lens of we versus them, a lens of, well, that race did something to this race in this situation, therefore this race can do something to that race in that situation. That's the lens that you're looking at. Instead of a Christian lens, a moral lens that takes race completely out of the picture and solely looks at the actions of an individual and determining guilt and innocence based on that, actual justice as opposed to racial justice.
Instead of looking at the situation and saying, you know what, this is wrong, this is also wrong. You should not have called that child a racial slur. And when she was confronted, she doubled down and said, yeah, near, yeah. She said it over and over and over. First of all, why are you calling a child a racial slur? Secondly, being doxxed is wrong, but you painting yourself as a victim, that reminds me a lot of Carmelo Anthony's family. Same thing. You do something wrong, you're called out, you play victim. But then what pisses me off is that the people on the woke right decided this is our chance to prove a point, and then you all fundraised for this woman. I was so sorely disappointed. That day, I remember I even posted a little video talking about I'm so happy I have someone who sees wrong and right and not black and white. I am so glad that there are people like those in my corner who see that. This is one of them, my brother, Stephen. He's amazing. Please go check him out. Another important aspect to mention about the woke right, Islamophobia. These are the people who, right after 9/11, they decided all Islam is bad, all Muslims are bad, all Muslims are evil. They do not like to differentiate between Islam and Sharia law. They will look at you and decide, you're not going to be here, you're not safe for our country because you're Muslim. As if there are no Muslim conservatives or Muslim Americans who are peaceful. I am tired of the woke left, but I'm also tired of the woke right. And I think it's high time we started calling out this behavior. Because xenophobia, that's woke right, that's also woke left. What is the difference between a leftist telling me go back to your country because they disagree with my ideologies, and a woke right saying all third worlders should be banned from coming to America? What the fuck is the difference there? That's all xenophobia, isn't it? What is the difference between Shiloh Hendricks getting a fundraiser because she was being racist and was doxxed as a result, and Carmelo Anthony's family fundraising? What is the difference between these two cases? Zero. They're both defending racism. This idea that diversity is not strength, I disagree, highly disagree. Because as long as an immigrant comes to your country and assimilates, what does assimilate mean? They blend into the culture, they follow the laws, they speak the language, they don't try to change the societal structures. For example, a Muslim coming in, you're free to practice Islam in America because freedom of speech, freedom of religion, correct? But don't you dare bring Sharia law here. Right? We're not going to treat you on a higher stance than we treat our own citizens. It's that simple. It's important to look within and see what the problem is. And I feel like with what's going on with the woke left and the woke right, like I said in my video, the future of America is going to be libertarian. Because I know Trump does not share your stance. Trump's wife is an immigrant. I know she's not from a third world country like me, but she is still an immigrant. All he wants is to tighten the immigration policies. But also those policies, I'm going to cover this in a different video, but those policies, yes, there needs to be reform. But the biggest reform needs to be you need to talk to your Democrat friends so that those policies can be revised. Because why is someone overstaying their visa? Why are they allowed to stay here and they overstayed their visa? If a green card holder, when I was a permanent resident before I naturalized as a citizen, if I had been caught breaking the law, it would have been immediate deportation. Like right there and then I'd have been on a plane. That's the due process. You do something wrong, you're flown out and back to your country with nothing on you. You can maybe pack a small bag, but that's it. Your stuff will be sold or thrown out, whatever will happen, but no one cares. So why are illegals given royalty treatment? What's up with that? Why are they being given free food, free hotels? They're hidden in sanctuary cities. That's what you need to be focusing on, Charlie Kirk. Not us, the legal immigrants who are so pro-America, it freaking hurts. I am personally offended by these two tweets, by these two men. I've lost respect for you all, and you're part of the problem. You're part of the woke right I'm referring to. With that being said, I love you guys. If you've watched this far, I appreciate you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. No, I will never stop being MAGA. My job is just to call out what I see as wrong, despite whatever side it's happening on. Again, this is why I am proudly a libertarian or constitutionalist if you prefer, but it's important for people to take a step back and look at what's going on and where to point the finger, because I feel like we're pointing the finger at the wrong people at this point, right? Legal immigrants spend a lot of money to naturalize. Oh, I've spent upwards of $10,000 before I became an American citizen. Charlie Kirk and Matt Walsh, just FYI, because you guys I don't think you understand how this works. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. If you've not yet done it, do it right now. Like, comment, make sure you hit the notification bell, please, you guys, because I don't think you're going to know when I post unless I just come across your feed somehow. Share this video with whoever you think needs to see it or might benefit from it. I appreciate you guys so much. Kenyan Hippie out.